All right, we're going live now to the CBD4U.net hotline. You don't have to live in pain anymore. Trouble sleeping, inflammation, CBD can help you live a normal life. Our interview with Mr. Studtacular Brysin Scott is brought to you by CBD4U.net. That's CBDFORYOU.net. Mr. Studtacular Brysin Scott, thank you so much for joining us, brother.
Thank you for having me, guys.
No, it's definitely our pleasure. Now, we got a bunch of stuff to talk about. You've been a very busy guy here late.
I'm trying.
Let's go ahead and get it started off, I guess, in the genesis. Let's go way, way back in the time machine. Where did it all start? Where did your love for wrestling start?
As a kid, man, like, my dad was a wrestler, so, like, he wrestled on the indie scene in Carolina and stuff like that. So, yeah, probably like 5 or 6, and then from there, I just got more involved with it, watching it, and then when he would go and train and stuff like that, I'd get in there and be a ref and stuff, and then from there, I didn't see my dad as much anymore. He was always on the road, and the only time I would see him was at wrestling shows. So I fell in love with it there, and then that's when I had my chance to do it. I was like, all right, let's see if I can do it. And now that I'm doing it, and doing it with my family instead of not how my dad or a lot of the old school guys did it, of just, it's going to be me, my family's going to say, no, I take my family with me.
That is pretty cool. Your wife is a wrestler as well, correct?
Yes. She's actually pretty badass. She's pretty known, She worked for Ring of Honor. She worked for Impact, TNA. She's been to Japan, She's done all that, So it's cool to follow in her footsteps now and hopefully be as good as she was and still is.
That is amazing. So let's fast forward a little bit. And right off the jump, I want to say thank you so much for serving our country, for protecting our country, and doing what you did. That takes a lot of courage. That takes a lot of love for your countrymen. And we want to say here that we appreciate you, man.
Like we'll probably talk later. I just did the whole taping with Jordan Klepper, and that was one of the big things. They asked us, what's one of the things that it's weird the most to hear as a veteran? It's the thank you for your service, because you don't know how to react sometimes,
right.
So I mean, you're welcome, but at the same time, I still think veterans. I still think people who are serving right now,
Most definitely. Now, you came back and you found that wrestling helped you cope with PTSD, and you've been a big proponent for PTSD. Now, for people out there that aren't familiar with PTSD, I mean, I know we've all heard it, but what is PTSD like?
Hell, honestly. Like just earlier, my wife dropped the broom while we were sweeping up her bedroom. Scared the crap out of me. I was doing a podcast Thursday night, and somebody shot off a firework right before we went live on YouTube. So the guys that I was talking with there, they got to see what it did to me, freezing me up. That's just one form of my PTSD, is the loud booms and stuff like that. I mean, it sucks. To always be on guard, to always wonder what's going to happen next. I mean, a lot of people wonder what's going to happen next, but like me, I over-obsessive about it.
And how did you find that wrestling helped you cope with that?
Because I could just go out there and be a different person. I don't have to be the person that went to war and had to deal with all that. I'm just going out there. I'm being somebody totally different. My character on shows and stuff like that is a lot different from who I really am. I'm very quiet. I'm very humble. Well, somewhat quiet. I'm very outgoing as well, but I'm not really my gimmick,
And how did that gimmick come about, Mr. Studtacular?
Actually, it was all because of a bad haircut. That's how I came up with Studtacular. And it was a horrible haircut, and I was like, oh, this is Studtacular. No clue where it came from. Just thought it was funny. ran with it, and then it kind of caught on, and now I'm doing like the Mr. Studtacular, Mr. As Seen on TV kind of thing. It's cool. Like, I mean, I guess I am the Mr. As Seen on TV guy, but I don't know. I'm not really a cocky person like I am, but it's cool. Right. That's what helps me, because I can just portray something I'm totally not.
And then speaking of PTSD and finding fellow people that have gone through that, you guys, you found two other guys that have similar stories, and you guys started the Valhalla Club. Tell us a little bit about that.
And Jan Ostrom, Eddie Witter, or Eddie Scott, as he wrestles us. But yeah, it was all Jan's idea. Jan came up with the idea. He said, we got to find another guy. We ended up meeting up with Eddie, and we all just we told our stories to each other, and we're like, yeah, we can do something with this. So, I mean, we got with Brad Morris in Waco, and we just put this thing together. It was awesome to be a part of it, to hear each person's story and stuff like that. And then even now, like, it came out in theaters last year, or the year before that. We did a premiere. But to see how far we've come and what we've done just since then, like, we've been on Rolling Stones now. We've been on Sports Illustrated, Vice Sports. We taped with Jordan Klepper with Comedy Central for 4 days. And there's more people like hitting us up, wanting us to do different things, talking about bringing us different places for different sporting events to be a part of those. It's the brand is really expanding, which is what I love, because then that means the messages get out there more.
Most definitely. And talk about that Comedy Central thing that you guys just did. How big was that?
Oh man, it was huge. Like, Jordan came in and like they sent a whole film crew, and we filmed for 4 days. 2 days he's just getting to know us and stuff like that, and then we put on 2 shows. And let me tell you, the one show we had, I want to say like 250. It was a nice little crowd for a small town that it was at, but I mean, and they definitely went home with a good card. And to see how Jordan could understand us so well. He's a great guy, but he reads people really well. He's good. He's really good at what he does, just like, I think, or I don't know. George, he's great at what he does, and I can't wait to see how they portray it and put it on TV, because I heard just the other day that he just saw the first cut of it, and he's ecstatic. He loves it. So now I'm just like, can I get a sneak peek?
Have you heard any rumblings of a release date?
I was told March.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so but I want to see something before then. It's driving me nuts. I'm just like, I'm one of those people. I'm very picky of what people use of me, because I want to make sure it's all of my best stuff. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, oh, please, can I see it so I can have some kind of say in it before it's put on TV? But I mean, I trust them. They were the whole crew was great. I think it's gonna be awesome. I hope it speaks to more people, not just veterans either.
Now, let's talk about your style in the ring. If people go to see a Mr. Studtacular event, what are they going to expect?
That's what's kind of weird right now, because like I'm trying different things right now. Like I've done the moonsaults, the 450s, stuff like that. But now I'm just getting down to the nitty gritty of just going in there and punching people, kicking people.
To listen to the entire interview with Mr. Studtacular Brysin Scott, check out the link in the description.